Hey everybody, GregFromParkJourney.com here. Hope you're all doing well. As you can see, I am here at Six Flags Magic Mountain for a Wonder Woman Flight of Courage update. I'm gonna just keep talking because this music is annoying and it's gonna probably mess up my video. I might have to even re-record this at some point. But anyway, you can see Wonder Woman there behind me. Lots of work going on with the attraction today. Definitely some progress since our last update 2 weeks ago. There you can see really how much they've done. This is looking back towards the Metropolis side and then moving down towards DC Universe side as well. So lots to get to today. We'll get right into it. All right, everybody, so here we go, looking at Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. As we approach Metropolis, you can definitely see a lot more added. So there's the airtime hill that we had showing you a couple weeks ago. And you can see they're even building supports now that are taller than that. So I'm going to assume that that is the first drop. It's going to climb up to that section there. You can see some more supports right there in the middle, and then more track heading towards DC Universe. And then obviously what we've seen since the last few updates as well. So they're up there working. They're adding those supports there, and the influx or the amount of supports on this thing is pretty amazing. I still have not had a chance to look back at Jersey Devil to see if the support structure is pretty much the same or if it's been beefed up because of California, because of the earthquake regulations and things like that. But you can definitely see that is definitely taller than that airtime hill. And then we've got our first flip-de-doo, as we've been calling it. I know that I could have looked back and seen the announcement and what it's actually called, but I kind of like calling it a flippy-doo, to be honest with you. So yeah, as we look down, we'll kind of scroll over here, walk over here towards Riddler's Revenge, and see what they are working on. Looks pretty epic. Definitely are moving pretty quickly now. So now we are in mid-May. This is now May 13th, Friday the 13th. I know I had said a July 4th opening. I think I'm going to revise that a little bit, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's something that is possible at this time, to be honest with you. Just looking at the amount of work that they still have to do, obviously do not know what they need to do in DC Universe. I am going to ride Riddler's Revenge to see if I can look over in that area. Obviously no pictures or video. But yeah, it almost seems like they've got still half of the track, I would say, to install. Then obviously we've got all of the electrical, we've got all the testing. So honestly, right now, I think I'm going to revise that July 4th prediction and move it to mid-July at this point. I'll be happy to be wrong. I'll be thrilled to be wrong. But when you look at the support structure here, the amount of stuff that still needs to be installed, on this side, at the very least, I would say it's probably going to be at least another 2 months before we see an opening date. But it is looking pretty amazing. Obviously here we have what we have seen for the last few updates, and then moving down here to the new stuff, these supports that are definitely higher than anything else that we've seen so far. And then I'll get video of that as I'm exiting Riddler's Revenge. I'm about to go hop on Riddler's. All right, so I just got off Riddler's Revenge, and I got a pretty good look at what they're doing and what they still have to do. I'll talk a little bit more about what I saw on the DC side when I get over there, see if we can see a little bit more. But here, so this, it's kind of a weird angle, to be honest with you. So if you're looking at all of this here, closer to Justice League, it doesn't look as close to DC Universe as it actually is, if that makes any sense. So riding Riddlers, you can see the drop of Riddlers right there and the left. And it looks kind of, it's a weird angle here and from over in front of Justice League, but it's pretty, almost kind of equal with the top of the lift hill over here on Riddlers, which, as you know, is rather close to DC Universe. So it really is not, or there really is not as much left to build as far as supports are concerned on this side of Metropolis. And then there are also, you can see right through there a little bit. Let's see if I can get an angle here with the fence and the trees. So they are also doing track. They've also added track already heading over towards DC Universe. And you can see even more supports there that we'll be able to see better from the DC side. And they've also started on the back end, the final turnaround after the final brakes into the station. So that track has already been installed as well. So it's fair to assume maybe they're already adding in electronics and stuff on that side. So you've got the station. I would assume the station track has been installed, and then you've got the final brakes. So it's possible they are already working on electronics in the station and the track in there. But I think I'm still going to stick with that mid-July opening date as of right now. And if it opens sooner, obviously we'll just be pleasantly surprised. But I'm going to head over towards the DC Universe side here in a minute, just to give you another look at the track that they've done. Some sweet little airtime stuff here, back and forth. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. And as I mentioned a couple updates ago, it's amazing to think that, 6-7 years ago, that the biggest airtime hill at the park was on Riddler's Revenge. And now we've got Twisted Colossus. Oh, I guess Full Throttle. Before Full Throttle, Riddler's Revenge had like the most airtime in the park. But now, obviously we've got Full Throttle, we've got Twisted Colossus, we've got Wonder Woman coming. Even a little bit of airtime on West Coast Racers. So yeah, kind of a nice time here at Magic Mountain with some airtime machines the last few years. But I'm going to go ahead and head on over to the DC side and see what we can see. So as we always do, a look all the way down. Our view towards DC Universe is definitely being more clouded now with track and support, which is kind of amazing. But there you can see right through there the station being worked on this side. Got a nice new coat of white, and it does look like they're working on some things. I can't see too much in the station. I don't want to zoom in too much because it'll get blurry and all that stuff, but you can see they're in there working, workers going back and forth through the site. So just another angle as we're walking back towards the boardwalk again. Just in the last hour or so we've been doing multiple loops, you can definitely see more stuff going on here. And you can definitely see work being done on the Flippy-Doo. But kind of cutting the corner as I usually do right here. You don't really get this kind of back view like I have here. But you can see basically everything that's going on. You can see the entire attraction and everything like that, which is great. All right, so as we approach DC Universe side, you can see the walls have definitely expanded out a little bit more than they were. Looks like they go around the entire area where the planter is and where they usually put the car for Fright Fest and the clown. So I didn't see when I rode Riddlers to see if they were actually updating that part of it. I didn't bother. I didn't think to look. But here you can see just how far out the walls come now. And I would imagine, since they aren't really doing anything with this planter, unless they do something with it, that it's going to probably look pretty much the same. As you can see, the trees are still there. So I would imagine the planters are probably still going to be looking pretty much the same as they do. See how far I have to go back to be able to see kind of over the wall here in this area. So here you can see the final turnaround. Supports are up. And then we've got more here. And then if you really look, there's more supports right there in front of Batman. They are working, so they've got two cranes on site. One that we saw over on Metropolis, and then one over on this end. And then the turnaround here, which is definitely going to change the look of the entire DC Universe. As I mentioned on the other side when I rode Riddlers, they did install track and supports for the final brakes, or the turnaround after the final brakes, back into the station, which is great. And then as we kind of move around here, you'll see all of the supports that they've added, and then a look straight in at the station. There. So from the other side, you could see that the station was white. This side has not been painted yet. And then obviously we've got supports and track that need to be installed over here. Lots of track still to go. But I would say they're getting pretty close here on getting the supports completed. Now, as I mentioned, and my speculation looks like it was correct. So this would be the coming out of the station. I believe that is before the lift. And then over here on the other side, I'm going to scroll over, sorry for the extreme blur. This is the final brakes. That's the final brake and turn into the station. And then this over here would be exiting the station, heading towards the lift hill. I believe that's correct, because then I believe the lift hill probably goes all the way there, and then we've got to there. So it's going to be a pretty steep lift hill, obviously, but I'm pretty sure that that is correct. And then you can see we've got more supports here in this area ready to go. But yeah, so I would imagine now that they've got the track heading in and out of the station complete, that they are working on the electronics stuff. But again, I'm still going to stick with that mid-July opening at this point. Maybe the week after July 4th. Maybe we'll have some soft openings around 4th of July. And then just a look at Teen Titans Turbo Spin. Don't really see anything too different in there right now. Looks like maybe some painting going on. All right, so up here on Samurai Summit, you can see more work being done. They are doing more work. It looks like I'll move over to the right a little bit here, but it looks like the support structure for the top of the lift hill and the first drop is set. And then they're working on this area here, probably tightening some stuff on that structure there. That is the structure that is right in front of Justice League. And then we'll move over to the side here, just take a look at the support structure for the lift hill and first drop. So here we can finally see what they're doing. So that right there, the top of the V, that is the top of the lift hill. And then, see if I can zoom in here without it getting too crazy. So lift hill, first drop, first drop, first drop, first drop, first drop. And then lift hill, lift hill, lift hill, lift hill, lift hill. Hey, full throttle. So yeah, they are definitely working. And then over here on this side, more track and supports. Just another closer look at the top of the lift hill there. And then as I mentioned, they are working right there on the turnaround, the flip-de-doo that we call it. So they're probably just tightening some stuff. So, you know, I know I said mid-July. I'm kind of going back and forth between mid-July and July 4th. You know, I would say track completed. This is what, May 13th? Yeah, I would say they could get the track completed by the end of this month. At this point, it's not so much the track, to be honest with you. It's more the surrounding area, DC Universe stuff getting done. So maybe we'll see testing before that area is done. Again, I'm pretty sure that they're probably already working on the electronics in the station, since they've got the track going out to the lift hill and then back in from the final brake run completed. I would imagine they're working on electronic stuff. Wouldn't surprise me if they were. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for our Wonder Woman Fight of Courage update. Hope you enjoyed. Lots of stuff going on. We'll have an update probably soon. Maybe not next week. It just depends on how much is going on. I'm still waiting to hear if we'll get some kind of hard hat tour at some point, but obviously they're up against it as far as wanting to get the ride done. So, you know, giving bloggers a hard hat tour probably isn't very high on their priority list at the moment. But we'll see. But one way or the other, we're definitely looking forward to seeing the completion of Wonder Woman over the next couple of months. and obviously media day and testing and all that fun stuff. So take care, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.